Welcome to the Active Trader Setups Tutoring Reference Series, where we'll be reviewing charts and exactly tutoring you on how to set those charts up from scratch, what the indicators are on each chart template that's shown over on our Trader Members site under Products. So you go to tradermembers.com, click on the Products tab, and we have the page set up for our members, as well as it's open to the public if you want to learn more about our charts. We have each chart outlined, each template. We have a different section for the futures charts, and we're taking each chart one at a time and showing all the indicators that are on the chart, telling a little bit about what they tell you, showing you where the scanners are located to scan for the inflection points that are shown on these charts, as well as at the very end of each of these reference tutoring videos, we will have a step-by-step instruction of how to create this chart from scratch with a new chart, starting with the data series and then loading the template. That'll be in about the last 5 minutes of each of these videos. That'll be shown right above the chart template on the page, and this will be the name of the video on the YouTube site that's shown right below the chart template on the page. So it's Products page at tradermembers.com. That's open to the public as well. So you want to remember this if you're having to reconstruct a chart, or you want to place a chart into a workspace you already have open. You don't have that chart there and you need to build it because you want to start using it in your workspace that you've already got created. You'll go over, find this video, just fast forward over the last 5 minutes, and it'll show you how to create each chart from scratch. And be sure to watch on our YouTube channel. We got the Active Trader Setups Trading Setup Series that's coming out 3 and 4 times a week, where we're reviewing actual charts from the day, that's using the chart and the indicator setups that are on that chart to use practical application of the indicators on the charts, how you're going to read them and how you're going to react and trade to them. That's an ongoing series for our clients to learn from, as well as our guests to learn more about our trading package. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and be watching for that series multiple times a week. This video is brought to you by Active Trader Setups Trading Package, a day trader setups company. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel while you're here, and go over to daytradersetups.com. You can find out more about our package under our features area, our registration area, as well as our education and training. We have a YouTube channel page that has links to various videos as well. And then you can go over to our members site. It's called tradermembers.com. Go to the products page, and we have a full listing of reference materials for our traders to access, but this page is open to the public. It goes over each of the charts and what they have on them, the indicators, the indications, how to scan for those, and so forth. This video on the chart template, 5M Standard Inflection Chart, stands for 5 minutes. And we're over on the tradermembers.com site under products, and we scroll down to the 5-minute standard inflection chart. Now, 5 minute means that's the settings that's set to this. That is the template name, 5-minute standard inflection chart, and we don't have any lower indicators, so we got the name right in the upper left hand corner in this case. And what you'll find on this chart is the VWAP, the prior day's open, high, low, and close, and the current day's open, high, and low. Now, how we plotted that, we'll go over in detail. This is just strictly a 5-minute data series chart, so that's all that's on it. You can modify the candlestick. Any intraday candlesticks allowed. The larger you make the candlestick, though, the less to the penny the VWAP plot will be, and that's this orange plot. But if you want to go to a 10-minute or a 15-minute or a 2-minute or a 3-minute, that's allowable. And these plots will not change because they're tied to daily automatically on the chart. So the way we set this up is with pink and green lines for the highs and the lows, and we use blue lines for the open, yellow lines for the close. Now the data input on this is just a standard one input. It's data going back 45 days. It is set to regular trading hours with a day break. And do not plot on the plot executions. You can scroll back and forth on the chart, and you'll go back multiple days and see how the prices react to the previous day's highs. It'll keep plotting as you go back. So it's a good chart to study by when you're learning about inflection points. These are key inflection levels every day. And I'm going to tell you how I look at them when I'm trying to trade and the information they can give you in your trading. You can add other indicators to the chart if you choose to. I would take this and save it under a different template name for yourself, your personal use. If you want to add MACD to it, relative strength, or whatever you want to add, you can. I like to have trend lines on charts. You could add the trend line indicator, have it draw trend lines for you. You can change this to a 3-minute chart if you want to. It'll just plot the candles just like you're used to. It doesn't change the daily plots. That's putting it on 10 minutes. We just have it set to 5. The lines don't change. Now here's how we drew the lines. So as you're trading, I put it back on 5. The green line plotted in a dashed line is today's high. So here's your plot going up as the candles went up. The pink line with the dotted lines are today's low. The pink lines with arrows pointing to your left is the previous day's low. And the green lines with arrows pointing to the left is the previous day's high. You can see it pointing right at the dash line from the day before because it was a dash because it was that day's particular high. We take yesterday's close in yellow, point it to the left. Yesterday's open in this darker blue pointed to the left, and today's open is pointed to the right. Now, as you're trading, most of you are familiar with this. Here's a great example. This stock opened, did this sell-off, went out and bounced, and it went back up, and the high right here was right there at yesterday's high, and it rejected and sold off. That's an inflection point. Another way is when you break the high and you come back, old resistance becomes new support when you can get above it. It tries to be, and here it tried to held it twice and then finally broke down, tested it a third time here. That's 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, couldn't hold it, broke down. And look at where it bounced from when it broke down. It bounced off the open price and went back up toward the end of the day. We'll throw a couple more symbols on here to get a closer look. This is UNH. It had opened at this level, sold off, went out and tested yesterday's low, made a new low, bounced around, went back up to the open price, failed again, back down to yesterday's low and held that time, broke back through the open, ran up. Where did it run in trouble at the day before's? 2 things. More than likely, this was the prior day's open, but what was more than likely the problem here was this was 2 days ago's high. Not yesterday's high, but 2 days ago's high. Got in that area, and it couldn't stay up there, came back. Then it finally got back up here again, and you see this little pullback right here. Got below yesterday's open, but where it was probably holding at was yesterday's high, 2 days ago high. So that information, having that right there for you, can tell you something about the charts. Then it finally broke out, held the prior day's open and broke on out and took out the prior day's high by a slight amount, couldn't go any further. And you can go back multiple days. A lot of traders like to trade VWAP. I just backed up a couple of days here. You can see how sold off, went to the prior day's close, ran back up to the prior day's high, couldn't get through. You'll have other days that here it held VWAP for a very long time, the prior day's high. You see how these become consolidation areas. And many times you'll have a bounce, like right here, bounce off VWAP. A lot of guys like to trade that. I like a bigger trade setup personally, but you need to be aware of that. And you can also take this chart and use it on the ES. I would change the data series to instrument settings rather than regular trading hours. Some people like to look at regular trading hours at traded futures to see what that action's been. You just apply the future symbols to this chart, it'll work fine. Now, how to scan for this. It's labeled Standard Inflection Alerts. It's set for the price bouncing off of these levels. It does use our wick bar, but that has no bearing. The wick bar can be reversing just like your 5-minute bar is. If you're using 5-minute, 3-minute, this scan will still put you on that area, but it won't put you on until our wick bar is reversing. And then you can go into the alert section, and it has a lot of alerts with volume and without. Now we've gone down and checked the without ones, not the with volume, are the ones that are enabled, and it will tell you it's at the open or it's at the low, and that it's, if it says it's a reversal, that means it's was like right here, my wick bar had a wick above the prior day's open, the low was less than the prior day's open. The blue diamond long was true. That means it had closed the doji all wick bar as a reversal bar, and that the current price is greater than the open. So we know we've come down or straddled around it. It could have been there for multiple wick bars, but it will give you that reversal and put you on that area at the time that's going on. So a lot of you like to, like I say, like to trade those areas. There's the way you scan it right there. And the last part of the video is how to create from scratch. You can go to new up in your menu bar on NinjaTrader, new chart. You're going to pick your symbol. You're going to set it to minutes, set it to 5, set it to 45 days. Regular trading hours, break end of day, do not plot. If your preference is to have it plotted, you can change that. You can change that on something you already have open. Create your chart. There's your 5-minute chart. All you got to do now is load the template. We're going to go load. They'll be in the different folders. I'm using the backups when I'm making these videos so I can find them faster. And it's supposed to be labeled 5-minute STD Inflection, Standard Inflection. And there's your chart. Now where we got that from, I'm going to close this back out because I don't need to. Where we got that information from, one was on this chart. Two, we got it off the website. Right below has a template name for you and the name of the video here. So that's all you got to do that. Thanks for watching the video. Continue to find other videos about different templates. This video is brought to you by Active Trader Setups Tutoring Reference Series, where we're dissecting the components of each chart and all the indicators that are shown on the charts and how to read them and what they're intended to inform you about. Be sure to watch the complete series on any other chart templates you need information on, as well as be sure to tune in to our trading and training series, where we'll be looking at real-time setups on the charts as they progress through the day, and you start to learn to recognize how you're applying all these indicators to your trading. We're taking the charts and the indicators and learning how they apply to real-time trading and reading the charts. That's the Trading and Training series. We're putting that out 2 to 3 times a week during the week, and then also on the weekends we're going to have a weekend chart talk video that goes into many more charts that showed up throughout the week, and mainly concentrating on the cloud setups and the ATS Inflection charts. Thanks again for watching our video. Learn more about our trading package at activetradersetups.com.